Hello everybody and welcome back to the greatest SMP series on YouTube. That's right, this is RambleCraft episode 21. If you're with me for the last one, you might remember that we went on a server tour, took a look at what everybody else has been up to since the start of this server, and also what I've been up to, and it was a lot of fun. We saw a lot of awesome things, and we kind of just got to collate all of the ideas that have made RambleCraft what it is so far. So, for today's episode, we are beginning things over in the shopping district. I want to check my profits. First of all, I know we've made a sale in the cow barn. I'm not entirely sure about the merchant caravan, however. Well, I guess it's thunderstorming now and it's dark, but that is no excuse. Let's go and see what's going on now. I know I didn't restock this store, so I'd be surprised if we'd sold anything. Of course. Okay, so there was one diamond. Like I say, one diamond, one sale in the cow barn. Let's go and distribute that. I can't exactly remember who I gave the profit benefit of the doubt to last time, but I did check the barrels here. Looks like I've got 2 diamonds, and Chase has none, so I'm going to give Chase the benefit of the doubt this time, and hopefully I'll remember that for next time. The only bad thing about the cow barn is that it doesn't make sales that often, so it's very, very difficult to keep track of those kind of things. It is once again time for a little prank, and the person that is going to be on the receiving end of it is once again Chase. So I'm going to gather myself some pumpkins because I don't know if you guys remember, but he really upset me by removing that big jack-o'-lantern from the shopping district and replacing it with that stone statue. So I'm going to do something about it. Okay, so first things first, we're going to remove this head section of the statue because Why would we have a stone head when we could have a pumpkin head, right? It just doesn't make any sense. So we'll go with this, and then do I shear them or do I leave them plain? Now he has 4 faces. Maybe. All right. Yes. We will leave 4 faces on there. And I'm thinking as well, we should probably do something about those diamonds up there. They're looking a little bit too fancy for me. Oh my, much better if you ask me. Looking good. And of course, the diamonds. What are we gonna do with the diamonds? The obvious answer is to double down and frame Chase for the crime. So the diamonds now sit above the roof of his shop. And I've written a few signs that were obviously not written by me. They were written by Chase. That's why his name is at the bottom of each of them. The diamonds are mine. Mine, I tell you. Chase. Hocus had absolutely nothing to do with this and is perfectly innocent. Also Chase. So hopefully the RambleCraft police identify this crime quickly, get it sorted out, and we can build a jail and put Chase in it forever. Because that is where he deserves to be for the crime of removing the jack-o'-lantern. I will never forgive him. Remember a couple of episodes ago when we built this guy, the drowned farm? Oh, I think I left a crafting bench and possibly a fence gate down there. We should probably go grab those. Well, we also built this AFK zone, which is up there. We also built this portal, which allows us to get to the killing chamber. And that is the topic of today's episode, the killing chamber. And we're going to do something about that also. The killing chamber at the moment is very basic, very simple, and looks very bad, right? So the drowned come through here. They either come this side of the portal or the other side. And then I kind of just stand here and swipe at them until they're dead. It's not great. It works, but it really isn't great. So today I want to create a nice killing area for these guys. We've got a couple heads already here that I might use for decoration. And I'm hoping that by the end of the episode, we'll have a place to come to kill them easier. And it will also contain an automatic item collection system that then distributes the items into a simple chest for us to access. So that's the goal. That is the goal. And we're going to complete it. All right, then let us get started. So I think first thing to do is remove these guys because they will be in the way for now, but we will get them back. Don't worry. I'm sure I'll use these somewhere along the line, but we do need some space to work in. So I think that'll be a good place to start. We're going to do a little bit of digging around here. Oh, wow. So that turned from some digging to realizing that we're actually very close to the outside world here into placing some blocks as well. So we might have to do a little bit more of that. Anyway, to get us started, we are going to figure out a system to manipulate the drowned once they come into the area. So this the system I'm going to use is actually commonly used in blaze farms to move blaze around. So what you'll have is you'll have a little area of pressure plates for the drowned to stand on. And then you need to have the pressure plates activate these pistons here so that when they stand on the pressure plate, they're pushed. And then they'll fall down again into another area in which they'll land on pressure plates and be pushed again. And you continually do that until you have them where you want them. So we'll need to ensure that both drowned coming out the back of the portal and out the front of the portal are being pushed properly. So let me figure out the design here, and then we'll extend it all the way down to where we need them to be. Upon reviewing the design that I just decided to try and make work on camera, I realized I did it wrong. We actually need to use sticky pistons. So 64 for 1 diamond. I absolutely could go back to my base and grab the ones I already have, but support local business and all that. Okay, so out come these guys. They need to move. We are going to convert them into sticky guys, and we're going to put them back there. And there you go. Now you can see that we're slightly more in action. So if we place 2 blocks there and kind of worm my way out real quick, stand up in the portal as if we were drowned ourselves. Oh, look, we made our way through. We're going to drop down and boom, we're pushed into the next step of the system here. So what we're going to want to do from this point is maybe back things up a little bit, make sure we can still access everything, and then again we'll have a little bit of a drop down. So we'll go down a couple more blocks. In here we'll have once again our sticky pistons, so we'll do something like this, have our blocks there, and then right here we'll have a couple more pressure plates. We'll do something like this, pressure plate, and then we'll have couple more repeaters here to transmit the signal, and once again, boom, we can be pushed onto whatever we decide comes next. But that might be it, because we want them on this block here probably, but maybe down a little bit, so maybe somewhere around here, and then that means that any that come out this side will automatically drop down into this area also. So that should do the trick. And also don't worry about the design too much for now. We're trying to figure out the redstone, then I'll make everything look a bit better. So now that we can be sure of where the drowned are going to end up, we need to figure out exactly where we're going to stand as the player in this room. So they're going to be on this. I think we'll take them down to here so that they can't possibly jump back up. So this will be the block on which the drowned stand. That means we need a little bit of space to do some killing. So we will be stood probably down a block maybe, because we'll have a barrier that runs across here so that we can see their feet and we can swipe at their feet nice and easy. So that is exactly what we're going to do. I'm also, before sealing this off completely, going to extend it out to the left and right a little bit so that they can space out. I think that's the best thing to do since we don't want them to kill each other through cramming damage. So we'll space things out a little bit and keep that in place. That means we can remove these 2 blocks and those 2 blocks. And again, cover back over the front. And eventually there'll be a wall that goes all the way up to the top there. We can extend this standing room right here by a couple blocks to the left and right as well, so that we can move along like so. And then, like I say, we'll just be swiping at their feet right here. But the most important thing is being able to access the room. So I'm thinking that ladders might be the best bet, just so that we can give ourselves enough room to actually build in here instead of using stairs. So again, we're going to need to do a little bit of a little bit of digging, and I'm going to do that digging off camera this time. Currently over at our farming area, and it seems that Chase has been up to a little bit over here that I'm not going to show on camera just in case he isn't ready for that to take place, but it's very interesting nonetheless. And the reason why we're here is because we're looking to cultivate some birch trees. So the palette that I'm going to go for in this build is going to be oak and birch. Stripped oak, more specifically, because stripped oak and birch together do look very, very good, and I'm sure we can make something good out of it. I did kind of want to use a nether block since we're building in the nether, but then I realized I have none of them, and it would take quite a while for me to produce enough to build something worthwhile out of. So I figured we'd save that palette for another day. But birch and oak is pretty easy to come by, and like I say, it's a nice combination. So I'm sure we can make it work. Here we go then. Let's take a look at the blank canvas that we're going to be working with. So I've dug out a 6x6 And obviously that is centered on the killing area for the drowned themselves. But what we'll need to do is make this room look a little bit more interesting, because right now it's not looking all that great at all. So I think what we'll begin with here is a crafting bench. That would probably suit us very well for the time being. And then we're going to need some ladders, because like I say, we need to get in and out of here, but we need to be cautious about space. Almost said shape then, but shape isn't something we're cautious about. We're going to be going square. I will add some depth to this room though, do not worry. So the ladders, I'm assuming, will just maybe indent into the wall at the back here. That might be a good way to create a little bit of depth off the bat. And probably should have waited to place them, since we're going to be doing some design work. But like I say, I've already got in mind what we want to do. So let's start with some oak right here, and we can do a little bit of building on camera together. So we'll maybe go with a couple oak pillars either side of the ladders. Use a little bit more of that. And like I did mention, they're going to be stripped. It's quite a bit of lag on the server today, by the way. I'm not sure what's going on, but it seems like things are slightly delayed. So we will then move from here to maybe another pillar on the outside of the killing chamber here. So if I dig the wall out slightly, which isn't the greatest of ideas, because we always have to remember there's this huge chasm beside us. Maybe let's start on this side and we can replicate it on the other side off camera, just to make things a little bit more easy. So we'll have maybe another oak log that runs up the side of the killing area here. And once again, that'll be stripped. And then this part of the wall, again, I might indent. So let's take that out and create a little bit of space for that to happen. Fill that guy back in. But I'm thinking we might want another pillar in there somewhere. So let's say we're going to have all of this in the same fashion. So we'll dig all of it out. We might go with, actually, you know what? Let's go with one right here in the corner, just to bridge that gap. So we'll have one in the corner there. So this is going to be quite compact in terms of space. And then in the back of the wall, we will begin with some birch. And that is going to be in plank form. So let's break these down into planks, and we'll just go with planks all the way up to the top there. And that means we're going to need another little bit of oak to go on top of this guy here. That should do the trick. And that is going to be about the base of it. So I know we haven't got very far, but to be honest, I'm kind of struggling to think of ideas on camera here. So let me do a little bit of work off camera. And once I'm in the flow of things, we might maybe try and do some other areas of this room on camera together. Now, this room definitely isn't one of my greatest pieces so far, but I'm trying to make it better. So what we're going to go with now is a floor design. And a lot of you guys, if you've been here for a while, are going to recognize this design and also understand when I say the 5-block combo. So we're going to bring the 5-block combo back. It's been a while since I've used it. And what the 5-block combo is a combination of 5 different blocks. So those blocks are going to be, if I can find them all, gravel, cobblestone, andesite, crackstone brick, and polished andesite. So generally what I like to do is kind of just go through randomly one by one and add a few of these blocks in. Excuse me, someone is definitely trying to disrupt the flow here, but I'm not going to allow that to happen. So we'll begin with gravel now and place a few of those down. Then we might go with some andesite here and there. And again, I'm just trying to keep it as random as possible. And we've done cobblestone. Let's do some crackstone brick so we can fill in most of the spaces now with that. And then kind of what you want to do next is just fill in the remainder. So we'll go with some polished andesite. And I usually use polished andesite very liberally just because it's quite jarring in comparison to the other textures used here. So that'll do the trick. And now what I'm going to do is add a little bit of lighting to the room. So I was going to go definitely with one there and one there. And I was also thinking that we might replace these trapdoors with iron ones. Let's see how iron contrasts with what we've got going on here. Actually, nope. You know what? We absolutely cannot do that because we're going to have to power them for them to fall down. So that idea is definitely off the table, but that's okay. Let's go back with these maybe. And yeah, let's definitely stick with that for now. I'm thinking actually, let's maybe add a little bit more detail here. So where we've got these corner pieces, I might again add some strip spruce maybe. What does that look like? Yeah, that's definitely better. That breaks up that pattern a little bit because the thing that was troubling me was that we have the stairs then leading into more planks and it kind of just looks too linear. So I think adding that in on either side will definitely help. From here, though, we probably should start working on this part of the build because at the moment it's still looking pretty nasty. So for the back wall, we're going to begin with a little bit of white glass so that we can see the drowned. I always quite like doing that when you're making a mob farm, just so you can see what's going on the inside. It's always quite interesting. Now, I think together what we'll do is quickly build the collection system for items. So we're going to be utilizing that 5-block combo again. So we're going to begin with a couple of them down here. And this is where our chests will remain. So the chests will sit right there. And that is where the items will be collected. Then we can place in the hoppers. The hoppers are going to be on which the drowned stand. So we'll have 2 that feed into the chest. And they will be funneling in like so from each side. Okay, now we need to get out of here somehow. Oh, maybe let's break through the glass. That might be a little bit easier. Let's make sure not to destroy it also. Okay, that will do the trick. So hoppers are going to feed into the chest here. And then these side blocks, again, I'm just going to try use the 5-block combo to fill those in. So what do we have down there? I think it was, I don't remember, but it shouldn't make a lot of difference anyway. Let's do something like this. That'll do the trick. Okay. And then maybe we want to cover this over with some trapdoors just to prevent it from looking too dissimilar to the walls here. And again, that would be a good idea to craft a few more of those up. Okay, perfect. And then there was one more thing that just came to my mind that I've completely forgotten about now. What was that? Aha, I remember. It was to place down some half slabs under the glass, but to be honest, that doesn't look too good to me. It might be a little bit different once we've designed the section behind the killing chamber here, but for now, I don't think I'm going to do that. So let me get to work on the back section here, so everything that is behind the glass. All right then, guys, so the room is pretty much complete. Let's take a look together. So we've got a couple trapdoors. They open up into the ladder shaft that leads down into the room. And you know what? I know I said it wasn't my greatest work, but it turned out a lot better than I thought. The ceiling, I'm a little bit iffy on. Couldn't think of a better design, so I kind of just went with a straight stone brick design. It's got a little bit of depth, but very, very boring indeed. Kind of matches the flooring, I guess, but not exactly similar. So maybe we'll think about switching that up at some point once I get a little bit of a better idea about what I want to do. But yeah, as for the rest of the room, not too bad at all. The only thing that's kind of bugging me is that I can see this netherrack behind the chest here. So I'm gonna do something about that real quick. And what we're going to do is take some of our birch. We're just going to put that in there and strip it on up. And then we'll take some of our 5-block combo just to fill in the remainder here. So that'll look something like this. Let's just get a few blocks in every now and again. And then if we do something like that, now placing the chest back in, we shouldn't be able to see any of that nasty red. Can we? Can we see? Wait, can we see that bit there where the oak is? Oh, we can. It's very, very subtle, but I need to make sure that we can't see any of it. Otherwise, it'll bug me. So let's use a little bit of this guy and a little bit of that guy. And now we definitely should be safe from that eyesore. So here's the chest where everything is going to collect. The drowned, if I've done this correctly, should be in this area here. And that is pretty much it. So I guess all there is to do now is to test this farm. So I am going to head up to the AFK area, spend a few minutes there, getting some drowned into the system, and then we'll come back down here, take them out, and just make sure that everything is working as intended. The moment of truth, the moment of truth. I've only been gone for 10 to 15 minutes, so I'm not expecting too much, but hopefully we've got a few to try out the room on. And we do. Awesome. And here come a few more by the sounds of things. I can see a few tridents in there, which is always nice. That is kind of what we're aiming for with this farm, is some tridents. And the magic conch shells, I can never remember the name, so we'll just continue to call them magic conch shells. But before we do anything here, let's maybe try and get a screenshot for this episode. That'll do the trick. And they're still coming through, and that's good to see because it is showing that the mechanism is working. But let's not waste any more time. Let's kill them up and see if we can get our hands on any of these goods. You want to throw, don't you? But you can't. Oh, piece of netherrack. That wasn't supposed to be in there. A head. Okay, gold ingots, the head, and some rotten flesh. All right, no tridents this time, unfortunately. That is okay. I did kind of forget about these, though. Where could these go? All right, we don't really have a good spot. Maybe one there and one there. So that we got some drown heads in the room. That might be a good idea just to polish things up. All right then, guys, that is going to be where we are going to finish up for episode 21 of the RambleCraft Survival multiplayer series. I hope you had fun with this one and enjoyed the little build along that we did today. You know, I don't usually build this much on camera. Usually I do a lot of it off camera, but I thought since this room was so small, we'd get a bit of it done on camera together. You can kind of see the thought processes that I go through when I build and that kind of thing. It's always quite fun to try and do things on camera because, like you saw earlier, sometimes it gets to me, I don't have enough ideas and I have to cut anyway, so it's all in good fun. Anyway, guys, if you did enjoy today's episode, then please be sure to drop a like down below and a comment if you want to. Any questions, suggestions, comments, any feedback, any thoughts? I don't know where I'm going with that. I've usually got that line perfect, right? I say it the same every single time, but I messed it up today, which is a shame. But do make sure to leave those comments and those likes down below. And if you're new to the channel, then hello, my name is Hocus. Welcome to the channel. I hope you enjoyed your stay today. If you did, please consider subscribing down below to stay tuned to this series. I've also got a single player survival LP that it's pretty good fun, so make sure to go check that out as well. But guys, that is going to be all from me. So enjoy your week. Take care, and until the next video, I will see you soon. Bye for now.